Both teams are out on the ice and taking their last little warm-up before we start the third and final period of game number 3 in this Team Canada 74 versus the Soviet Union. From here, the teams will move on to Vancouver, and the game will be played at 5 o'clock Vancouver time. I rather suspect that Billy Harris will be making more changes, but before that game, the 4th game of the series, and then they'll head right from there to Helsinki, stay in Helsinki, play practice there, play against the Finnish national team, go to Gothenburg, Sweden for 1 game, and then go into Moscow, and the games in Moscow are on the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th, and of course they will all be televised with the best wishes of our sponsors here on these telecasts. 27-22, the shots on goal. 27 by the Soviet Union, 22 by Team Canada. And the Soviet Media Award, the Caprice Award, will be given to the Canadian player and to the Soviet player for gentlemanly conduct after 4 games in Canada, and then another award after 4 games in the Soviet Union. So here we go with game number 3, period number 3. It's 4-2 for the Soviets, and the Canadians hopefully will come out on fire. Here we go with J.C. Tremblay, back of the Canadian goal. Tremblay ahead now to Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie to Lacroix. Lacroix at center, looking for help. He's all alone. A pass on the right wing, and Johnny McKenzie took a whack at it, but lost control of the rolling puck. It's right battle for it. There was J.C. Tremblay putting it across for Johnny McKenzie, but he will not. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Here's Harlamov, and it's broken up there by Pat Stapleton, who intercepted the pass. Back comes Lacroix. The pass on the wing intended for Hull did not get through. Mikhailov, and the Russians are flying. Here it is, back out in front. They shoot. Oh, and with Mikhailov standing at the corner, tried to tip it in, but knocked it wide. The Soviets still have control inside that Canadian zone. Canadians are not clearing. Looks almost like they're playing a man short. Bobby Hull knocks the stick away from Vasiliev. Back out in front of that blue line. Here's a shot, but didn't get away. Another one by Gusev off the skate of Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie goes after it. That's center ice. McKenzie's all alone as they're changing players. McKenzie goes into the corner. He has the puck knocked off his stick, and it comes all the way back down to Canadian territory. That's Pat Stapleton looking for help. Starts to carry the play himself. Up there on the wing to Paul Henderson, trying to get by Vasiliev. Puck bounces high in the air. Henderson has it over to Harrison, way out in front. And Bruce McGregor was standing there, but the puck wouldn't get onto his stick. As Yakushev tries to split that defense, it's knocked away by Henderson. Henderson is stopped at center ice. Back comes Yakushev again on the left wing to Lebedev. Lebedev waiting for somebody to park in front of that goal. And it's Yakushev back to Lebedev. And it's knocked into the corner. This time it's Yuri Lebedev. He puts it right out in front, and it's taken by Jim Harrison. Harrison dangerously close to his own goal crease. Here's the play. Yakushev, he shoots, and that goes right over the top. Bounces off the glass, and finally Schmier shoving Lebedev. It goes into the corner. Lebedev comes up with it. Hit there by Henderson. Russia's still inside that Canadian zone. The Canadians cannot get it out of there. Another shot. Oh, and this was Yakushev who tried to steer it behind him into the net. And the Canadians finally clear. 7:40 remaining in the first 10 minutes of this first half of the third period. Yakushev over that Canadian line. Back to Lebedev. Over to Shadreen. Shadreen out in front, and that is blocked. He scores! Don McLeod went sliding across on that backhand shot to try to block it, but he got there too late. The puck went in underneath him, and it's now a 5-2 hockey game. And that had to happen because the puck never came out of that Canadian end for so long.
Just watch these fellas throw the puck around. They're just something else, aren't they? Look at that deke. Now the backhand shot, McLeod falls, and as he falls, there's a hole between his legs, and it hit the inside of his pad and popped in. But certainly the Russians are throwing that puck around just like they own it. It's got to be passing hockey at its very, very best.
Well, the Soviets take a commanding 5-2 lead, and this is Al Hamilton on a left wing pass to Mark Tardif, and it didn't get through. Yakushev gets yet another one. Going back for it is number 10, Marty Howe. On defense for Canada, across to Al Hamilton. Hamilton turning. When he can't see a clear avenue, he turns and goes back rather than fire it in. Now is a race for the puck. This time it's Webster losing the draw, and it's called back. Stretchak came out of there and stopped the puck, but it's called back for icing. All the way into the Canadian zone on the right side. Canada has scored the opening goal in all 3 games, and in the 2 previous games they've been able to hang on to it, but in this game they fell behind, got tied up 2-2 in the second period, and then dropped 3 in a row. It held up momentarily as the referee, Victor Dombrowski of the Soviet Union, picks up something off the ice. And Neeson in there for the draw with Serge Bernier. This is Howe around the back of his own net. He knocked Rodnov down. Play carries right on. And the play comes up to Tom Webster. Webster inside the Canadian line. Back across to center ice. Webster couldn't get back to it. Now it's taken by Bodnov, but it's called offside, and the face-off will come back to where the offside pass originated, inside the Soviet zone to the left. And their fans on hand. The Jets are in training now, ready for their season to begin. Here comes Harlamov racing down over that Canadian blue line, but Stapleton's there to take it away, gives it to Mike Walton. Walton breaking in over that line. He's got Baxter behind him. He shoots! Baxter shoots wide. A combination with Baxter and Walton, but they haven't been able to finish anything. Here's a play inside the line. There's a shot that's deflected wide at the Canadian net, goes into the corner. Backstrom bumps with Petrov, and the puck goes up into the crowd. So Yakushev scoring the goal. That now gives him a total of 3. He has 3 goals and 3 assists, and he becomes, well, at least 3 goals, no assists. He is tied with Bobby Hull as the leading goal getter. But Hull with 5 points was the leading point getter. J.C. Tremblay. Right wide pass intended for Stapleton or Howe. It comes back to Stapleton. Stapleton's pass to Walton, and the Canadians are not very sharp in their passing at all. They're throwing them wide. They're bouncing them over the stick and having to reach back for them. Here come the Soviets, led by Petrov. Petrov gives it to Vasiliev. Vasiliev, a defenseman, lets the shot go. He's a good puck-carrying defenseman. Good speed. Here we come again with Canada being led by J.C. Tremblay. Can't get out of his own zone. Tremblay with Walton down the right side. Dumps the pass through, but again it's off the target. It's picked up by Tremblay. Over here to Jay Baxter. He goes right in. They bang at it. It does not go in. Right across the goal mouth, and it's all the way down to the Canadian zone, and this will be called back for icing. Incidentally, for those of you who may be wondering about icing with a man short in international hockey, they never used to be able to do that, but 2 years ago that rule was changed to suit North American standards. So the rules are pretty well the same as CHL hockey. Now the crowd rises to try to turn on the Canadian side, which needs a little bit of get up and go right about now as Yakushev comes out of there with Lebedev and Shadrian up to that Canadian line. Johnny McKenzie knocks Yakushev down, but he's still got the pass away, and they hold it at that Canadian line. Here's Andre Lacroix. He can't get to it. It's back to the blue line. This time it's Paul Smear. Smear goes down. The puck is taken by Lebedev. Lebedev is turned around by Bobby Hull. Still has it. Hull knocks him down. Yakushev comes up with it. Hull loses control of it, and it's taken by Lacroix. Lacroix gets it out. Then he is knocked down heavily by the Russian player Sigankov, number 7. Vladimir Luchenko. Feeds that pass to Shadrian at center. Yakushev, number 15 at the blue line. Tries to cut through. He does! And that was off the stick of the goalkeeper, John McLeod. Shadrian has it. Canadians intercept. Johnny McKenzie's backhand pass was too far ahead. And the Canadians are playing most of this game inside their own zone as the Russians are tying them up completely. Here comes Rishmir bumping with Lebedev. And the whistle blows as they break it up very quickly. I mentioned earlier, CCM sponsorship of the new World Junior Tournament exemplifies the dedication to young Canadian players in action, both amateur and pro. And that tournament announced by the CHA, President Jack Devine, here in Winnipeg at a press conference yesterday. So there's more international action over the Christmas weekend. Here's a breakaway. Here goes Paul Henderson, and he shoots. Oh, and Tretiak robs him. A wide open breakaway for Paul Henderson, and Tretiak came right out to the front of that crease, and watch this replay.
The pass here, just watch that great pass to Henderson, who goes over the blue line home free. Look at Tretiak stand out there. Just stood right out. Another instance, I would believe, where Henderson might have had a little more success had he faked the shot to make the draw.
Now racing down that right side to catch up with that puck. Lose it to Anison. Anison, number 22. His shot is blocked by Marty Howe, but they still have it inside the Canadian zone. Back after it. Bodnoff, number 24, hit by Al Hamilton, 24. And Eason runs in on Mark Howe. And it's carried back to the net by Bruce McGregor. McGregor, number 20. And really shattered in there as the Soviets know they have the Canadians on the run, and they're finding new strength, new good legs. Here's Bodnoff, has it taken away from him. Bruce McGregor coming up there with Henderson on the wing, and Harrison pass bounced right across, and because it was hit and tipped, it delayed enough to go over offside. Billy Harris, you can't tell whether he's ahead 5-2 or behind 5-2. Yeah, he shows absolutely no emotion at all. Now the Canadians with Mark Tardif out there on the forward line. Back to his defense mate, J.C. Tremblay, but it's taken away from him by Petrov. Going in with Mihailov back on the front of the net. Shoot! What a great save by Don McLeod, who had to go right from one side of the net to the other. Great play by Don McLeod as the Canadians now led it here by Tom Webster. Webster. He's that pass in to Mark Tardif, but Tardif was offside. We have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first 10 minutes of this third period.
Certainly had to show you this again. Watch the Russians take the puck off of JC, and look at him throw this thing around. And McLeod comes up with another great save. He's played extremely well this afternoon.
Face off at Sunrise. Mihailov fires a long pass in the Canadian territory. J.C. Tremblay takes a look behind him as he goes in for it. Back over there to Bernier. Bernier loses it. Here's a shot that's bouncing as it hit the goalkeeper's stick and went into the corner. McLeod did not have control of it. Here come the Canadians back at center ice, but that puck is rolling and they can't seem to make a play with it. Petrov, and it's picked right out of there by Mihailov, and the whistle blows. 12 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Canada trailing 5-2. Ralph Backstrom at center ice. Rick Smith comes up to help him out with the draw over to Walton, going in over that blue line. Walton cutting in on his off wing, puts the raw shot right in front of the net. And Tretiak deflected it. Back to the blue line. Here's Paul Smear shooting. It's blocked in front of the net. Back to the blue line again to Rick Smith. Smith over in front. Taken now by Howe. Howe shoots. And Tretiak stopped it, but he didn't even see it. Walton has it. Against the boards. Mike Walton stayed right back, hoping that the official would call him for delaying the game, because Walton was not holding the Russian player, who was holding the puck. That's what the fans were excited about. Ralph Backstrom gets the draw, flips it in, and going in after it is Luchenko. Backstrom takes it right away from him again. Backstrom is a real bulldog out there when he goes after that truck. Here comes Yakushev, and look at Backstrom stay right with him, knock the helmet right off him, and then he takes a run at Lebedev. Here comes the puck in front of the net, and the penalty is going to be at least whistle blows. An indication of a penalty as the Walton was breaking right in on goal.
look at this Backstrom. It started over in this corner. Takes the hat right off the Yakashev. Look at here. There's Backstrom, great pursuit. He's after a man that certainly played extremely well this afternoon. There goes the helmet. Checking like that a little earlier in the game certainly would have helped.
Ralph Backstrom's been around a long time, but it certainly hasn't taken any toll of his legs. You know, he started with the Montreal Canadiens back in 56, 57. And so he's been around a long time, but boy, can he hustle. Here is Walton putting that puck onto the stick up at Neeson. Back to Maltsev on the right side, trying to stick Cattle through. He shoots. That deflected off the goal. And they bang it in on the rebound. Don McLeod made the save. The rebound came out. The puck looked like it had gone by the red line, past the net at an impossible angle, but the shot still went in.
Russians are really flying. Look at him take the pass. Great shot here. Good save. McLeod made the save, but he went down. Now watch the Russian pick it up. It hits McLeod and hits the top of his stick and bounces in the net. Just take a look at this. There's the save from a bad angle, hits the stick, and in she goes.
Vodnov looked like he had gone too far, but he had not, and that's now a 6-2 hockey game as the Russians take a commanding 6-2 lead, and we have a minute and 16 seconds remaining in the first half of this third period. Getting kind of stingy with their assist there, Howie. That was a shot and a rebound, and he scored on the rebound, and still no assist was given on it.
Certainly there should be an assist. There's no doubt about that, Johnny. But that was a pretty good shot. And it's just one of those things that when you go down to make the save, then you always run the risk of that puck being able to go in over top you.
Now from the face-off, the puck comes back to Kuznetsov. The Russians all back up inside their own blue line now to get reorganized. Now they feed it ahead as Bodnov gets up speed. Bodnov is hit hard there by Al Hamilton. The stick flies away down to center right. Doesn't know where it is. Here comes Lacroix with Johnny McKenzie going in over the blue line to Bobby Hull. And it's back to Lacroix again. Lacroix being tied up by Vasiliev. Goes into the corner. Johnny McKenzie fires it around the boards to Howe. And he can't get a shot. McKenzie has it again. McKenzie turning into the corner. Vasiliev tries to tie him up. But Andy Lacroix fires it around the back of the net. And the Soviets come flying out with Bodnov. Taken back here by Al Hamilton. Hamilton dumps it across to Howe, to Hull, and Bobby Hull slowly winds up behind his own net. Now it's Al Hamilton coming out on the left wing. Forward pass to Andre Lacroix to Bobby Hull on his off wing. And it's poke check down the ice. Actually, it wasn't poke check. He took a swing at it and knocked it down the ice. And it goes as an icing call. Marty Howe, a young defenseman, 20 years of age, a good hard shot. Not a great rushing defenseman, a good defensive defenseman. Ten seconds remaining in the first 10 minutes of this period. And Coach Billy Harris calls over Jim Harrison and Captain Whitey Stapleton. It goes down. Up there for the Soviet. Number 2 is Big Alexander Gusev, a good tough defenseman. And the Shadron, they've gone with 3 lines pretty well. Canada's been going with 4. Harrison gets the draw back to Stapleton. Stapleton shoots. That's wide of the net, and Trutchak comes out back to the goal to pick it up because Henderson was going in after it. Well, in the first 2 games, the 4 good lines for Canada were better than the 3 good lines for the Soviet Union, but today, those 3 lines of the Soviets are being able to outlast our 4. Number 7, Lacroix, with 16, Petrov. The linesman Gusev drops the puck. It's back to the blue line. There's a shot. Oh, and Trutchak went down and got it on his elbow. And the buzzer sounds to end the first 10 minutes of this third period. Will change ends, as is the norm in international competition. It's Andre Lacroix fighting a somebody. And the amazing thing about this has been the fact that they have not argued very strenuously about penalties at all. This is the one thing Billy Harris stressed. With the Soviets 6 and Canada 2, this is Game 3 from Winnipeg. Now as we start the second half of the third period, it's Whitey Stapleton shooting it in from long range, and it's all or nothing from here on in for the Canadians in game number 3. It's Mihailov coming up on that left wing for the Soviets. Up to the blue line, where he overskates the puck, then goes back and gets it. Good shot. Top by Don McLeod, holds on for the whistle. Problem, of course, of putting together a team is trying to get everybody into the lineup, which means you're using combinations which are not too familiar with each other, as is the case here today. Here goes Jim Harrison down the right boards, bumped out of the play by number 19, Shadrin, over to Lebedev. Lebedev at his own line. He can't get out. And it's taken back and out there by Yakushev. Yakushev with Shadrin. And it's Stapleton going back into the corner. Stapleton has had a lot of ice time out there today with J.C. Tremblay. The pass over in the left wing intended now there for Paul Henderson. Henderson racing in. He goes in and shoots. And Petchak once again made another fine stop. Henderson has had 3 or 4 good chances. Here's the play right out in front. Henderson again, but it rolled off the heel of his stick. Back come the Soviets, led down the left wing by big Alexander Yakushev. Yakushev fakes the shot, has it knocked off his stick by J.C. Tremblay. And then Tremblay is stopped. Yakushev again at the Canadian line. Works his way right in front of that net. He shoots. He scores! Yakushev let a bullet go that Don McLeod didn't even see. And he now has his hat trick. Alexander Yakushev. Watch this bullet.
The number of goals that he's got. He's just playing a terrific hockey game. Look at him throw it up in high and pop it in on the short side.
Let Yakushev roam across the front. He just went straight across the front of the net, took his time, let the shot go, and it was just too hard. It was by McLeod before he made the move. Now it's a 7-2 hockey game with Serge Bernier being stopped outside his own line, at the Russian line rather, with Bodnov coming up with it. Bodnov with Anisin. His shot is right on. McLeod catches it and throws it back in the net. Taken by Maltsev. Maltsev getting set with a backhand shot that McLeod shoots to the corner. Back over to Luchenko. Luchenko is stopped. Now it's cleared out to center ice. 8:04 remaining in the hockey game. 7-2 for the Soviets. And back in behind the net we have Serge Bernier with Rick Smith. Smith pass too far. And it's picked up here now by number 12, Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov is knocked off the puck by Paul Smear. Smear racing in after it, flips it down, and he's being hooked along the way by Kuznetsov. He finally takes a whack at him with his hand. Now let's see if this is all the way down. He was taking a whack at Smear, and Smear retaliated. Let's see whether they caught the original call or the retaliation, and I think they caught the original. The score, the Soviets 7 and Canada 2. This is game 3 from Winnipeg. Canada has so far taken 6 penalties and had 1 penalty shot. The Soviets have just taken their 4th penalty, and that's Viktor Kuznetsov in the penalty box. So Canada now with the power play. There's a shot. It's blocked by Petchak. Back out to the point to Bobby Hall. He flips a high shot that hits a sign that says Bobby over there in the corner of the rink. But the Russians are not giving them the time to get set and make those soft passes and hard shots that you'd like to have on power plays. What they're doing is they're rushing at them and making them hurry. Here's a clearing pass to center ice as Pat Stapleton turns with it. Gets it up ahead. He's dumped it. Play carries right on, and so the Canadians lose control of it. Back for it for Canada. Mark Howe, number 11, starting out on the right side. Trying to set up this power play with Ralph Backstrom and Bobby Hull. And he's stopped at center ice by Anisin. Anisin softly fires it down the ice. Back court goes Pat Stapleton. They killed off 42nd of the penalty so far. Now right wing pass intercepted again by Aneeson at center ice. So the Canadians will have to try once more. This is Mark Howe around the back of the net as he took a pass from goalie Don McLeod. And it's out to Bobby Hull. Here's Hull racing down center ice, cutting over on the right wing, trying to get by Petrov, works his way into the corner, tries to get around the back of the net, still has it, works his way out in front, back to the corner to Howe. Howe out in front, takes it across to Mike Walton. Walton shoots! Oh, that's wide. That's the time this time, and here's a breakaway as the pass comes up to Petrov. Petrov with Baltsev. Only one man back is Walton. He shoots. And that's saved by the goalkeeper, Don McLeod. It's back to the blue line. Held in now by Bobby Hull with Ralph Backstrom. Hull going to center ice, ahead to Backstrom. Backstrom slides it through, still has it. Back over now to Mark Howe. Mark gets set, he shoots. And that's wide of the front of the goal. Mike Walton with Mark Howe. Back to Walton, right out in front. They jam at it, but the goalkeeper, Kretschak, had the goalpost blocked completely. 10 seconds left in the penalty, and as a race for it with Vasiliev and Rick Smith, number 17. Vasiliev carries Rick Smith heavily into the board, and the play comes out to the corner. It's Petrov. Petrov in front to Gusev, and Gusev, before he can shoot, is blocked. Here we come now on the left side. Up there with Paul Henderson. McGregor loose in front of them. He shoots! He scores! Paul Henderson. Let a blistering shot go. I think Kretschak was caught looking for Bruce McGregor on the right side.
With the puck, he's got a winger with him, and I think this time Kretschak's kind of looking for the pass. And look where he's playing. Henderson picked the short side, really threaded the needle with him.
Soviets over Canada. 5:29 remaining in the hockey game. And now the Soviets finally getting their second power play goal with Paul Smear inside the Canadian zone. Trying to start the play away to Paul Henderson, but they're all whacking at it. Nobody seems to be able to get very far with it. Picked up, and it hits Paul Henderson from behind. Henderson fires it off the boards to center. This is Vladimir Lutsenko. He has it taken away from him by McGregor, going in with Jimmy Harrison, one man back in front of the goal. He shoots. Oh, and it's blocked. They bang at it. Score! Paul Henderson came right back and got the rebound. Make it 7-4. Paul Henderson.
Here's McGregor coming in here. Look at, gets a pretty good play at the net. And now watch here. Henderson come in late. There goes the rebound out through the middle. Nobody picked him up. And he gets his second in a row. Here it comes again. Right with him. Kretschak makes the save and goes down. Pops it up over top.
The thing is hard to beat Kretschak the first time. You've got to grab him on those rebounds. 4:53 remaining, and the Canadians come roaring back with Tom Webster. Webster fires into the corner. Serge Bernier goes in after it, holds him against the boards for the whistle. And Henderson scores 2 quick goals. McGregor and Harrison were given assists on the goal by Paul Henderson. Scored 14:31 and 15:04. Mark Tardif in for the face-off. The teams are at full strength to face off in the Russian zone to the left. They pull that draw back. It's out to the line. Brought out there on that left wing and fired right across to Maltsev at the Canadian line. Maltsev cutting in front of the net, and he has his puck knocked off his stick, and he still was able to get control of it and let a weak shot go. Here is Tardif hitting the Soviet defenseman Vasiliev and knocked the helmet off him. Now with number 24, Al Hamilton, with Serge Bernier, who overskates it back of his own net, so Hamilton has to do it. Ahead to Mark Tardif. Tardif's pass didn't go anywhere. It's racing up there now with Howe, Bernier. The Russians are checking very close. Rink-wide pass now over to Al Hamilton. Back out in front to Tardif. Tardif racing in. Back over in front to Bernier. He shoots. Oh, and the puck scores! Kretschak caught it and lost it. Makes it 7-5. Bernier and Tardif
puck around extremely well here. Just watch this great pass. Now here, look at instead of shooting himself, throws it out and picks the far side. Just gets his glove on it. Look at it, drop loose, bouncing behind him and into the net. He had it in his hand and lost it. Here's the pass again. Now watch this great drop pass. Coming in late. Good shot. Out of the hand. Bounced into the net.
Here's Bernier's shot. And that now makes it a 7-5 hockey game with 3:59 remaining in the game. Here goes Paul Smear. Over there with J.C. Tremblay. With Bobby Hull. Now it's Smear starting up at his own line. A rink-wide pass hits the linesman. It's Johnny McKenzie with Andre Lacroix. He can't keep it in. It comes out to center. Bobby Hull with J.C. Tremblay at the line. The pass does not go anywhere. J.C. Tremblay has to fire it out to center. Bobby Hull racing all the way down, but it'll be offside. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the hockey game. 7-5 is the score. I think that's the most goals I ever recall in one game with any Canadian team against a Russian team in modern times. Now George Kalagan calls over 6 Vasiliev, 17 Harlamov, and 2 Gusev for his strategy in the remaining 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Hull, McKenzie, and Lacroix on the forward line. Tremblay and Stapleton at the defense. Vasiliev, rink-wide pass. They fake the shot and let the pass go. Now it's back and forth. They're killing off time, and that's tic-tac-toe, as Howie talks about. Back to the blue line. Vasiliev over to Shadwin. And it's picked off now by Pat Stapleton. Stapleton over to McKenzie. McKenzie shoots. Rebound right out in front, and nobody there to get it. Held in there by Bobby Hull. Over to Lacroix. Back over to McKenzie. McKenzie is knocked down. The play goes right on, and the goalkeeper had to make a save. Another shot by Bobby Hull, and Quick-Jack stopped that one. Back into the corner, Johnny McKenzie fights for it. Now he's out to the blue line. It's held in there by Pat Stapleton with tremendous effort. Into the corner is Vasiliev. He's hit in there by Lacroix. It's not in. They hit it, but it did not stay in. And back comes J.C. Tremblay with Pat Stapleton. Stapleton, he shoots right on his own net. Wow. Out in front. Now this time the Canadians try to set Bobby Hull in motion. Bobby Hull on the pass on the left side with Bruce McGregor. McGregor into the corner, takes a look back. Gets away from the defenseman. Now he puts it back over here to Whitey Stapleton. He shoots, and that puck hit a stick and went high into the corner. Bouncing the puck around the boards. They finally hold it for the whistle with 2:13 remaining. Wow, they did one more goal. Think of the finish.
Quite a great job. It was good popping on the one. It's too bad that pass to Bobby Hull a few moments ago was offside, or he might have got in and tucked one in. I don't think Canada deserves to be within 2 goals of the Russians at this point, but come on, if we get another one, maybe we can send her into overtime.
2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Here's Jimmy Harrison in for the face-off. Harrison loses the draw, taken by Luchenko. Luchenko and the Canadians keep it in. There's a shot right in front of the net. They bang at it. As Henderson reached in the air to pull it down. Back comes Vladimir Luchenko at center right. The pass on the right side to Lebedev. Lebedev, number 11, trying to get by Smear. He cuts in front of the net. He bangs at it. And that hit the goalpost. The red light goes on. The puck is in the net. Lebedev had McLeod going down, and he cut him back on the short side. Yuri Lebedev. Lagan was talking to his team. I don't even know if he saw that goal or not.
All right. Watch Lebedev here. Just quite off the check. It's not very often that anybody's got around Smear. Look at there. Just a great, great move. He waited for McLeod to fall away from the goal and tucked it up on top of it. Here it is again. Look at that. Good goal.
That's the seventh goal of this period. It's now an 8-5 hockey game with the Soviets leading. As we just about wrap it up for the Soviets. And now from the face-off, back across to Paul Smear. Smear feeds it to center ice. Puck is knocked off the stick of McGregor, and it's cleared back out to center. Here comes Yakashev. Yakashev cutting across, but he lost the puck. Back goes Shadreen. He's checked out of the play by Paul Schmier. Henderson at center ice, cutting over on the right wing. At the blue line, he fakes a shot, then let it go. He pulled the trigger slick. Here it is out in front of the net again to Bruce McGregor. McGregor trying to put it out in front, and Henderson couldn't get a stick on it. Minute 26 remaining. And here comes Rick Smith. Rick Smith with Bruce McGregor. McGregor has it knocked off of his stick. On the boards. Paul Schmier has it. Given now over there on the right side to Mark Tarda. Tarda works his way through, works his way in front of the net. Here's the backhand shot that's wide of the net. It goes up over the glass and into the crowd. 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining. 8-5, the score at the end of the second period. It was 1-0 at the end of the first. It was 4-2 at the end of the second. And now it's 8-5 here with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the third period. Is off for tripping, and so with 1 minute and 4 seconds left, the Soviets will finish the game with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. And the Soviets will have a 3-goal lead, 8-5. We want Bobby. Well, it's going to be Hull, Harrison, and Bernier. Stapleton and Tracy Trombley back on the defense. Bernier will go in center for the face-off with Petrov, but back to Mark Tarda. Tarda with Stapleton. Stapleton into the corner, and they're having trouble getting it set up. The Russians checking too tightly and hold on for a whistle. Seems to me, Howie, that they're hesitating on the power play. They're waiting and taking a look to see where they should throw it to instead of automatically throwing it.
Well, we're trying to get picture goals. We're trying to put the fellow in the slot with the puck all the time, and you just can't do that because the Russians are taking the slot away from us.
From the face-off, the puck slides in over the blue line, but it comes right out again, and Petrov slides it down the ice. Mark Tarda hurt himself. He was hit on the face. He's still away down in the Soviet zone, and now he comes back into the play. He's going in over that line with Mike Walton in front of the net. Walton shoots a great save by the goalkeeper, Tretiak. But it was called offside with 38 seconds to go. Billy Harris still has the Bernier, Webster, Cardiff line out there for the remaining 38 seconds of this power play. Puck is taken by Stapleton, back to Bobby Howell. 8-5 is the score with the Soviets leading, and the puck is knocked off the stick of the goalkeeper with the goalkeeper, at least with the goalkeeper out of there. The puck is knocked right in front of the net, and here comes Stapleton faking a shot, shoots it in. The Canadians move 5 men up, 6 men up over that blue line now. The puck comes over to Mike Walton. Walton dumps it back across to Stapleton, and can he hold it in? He does. Into the corner. And that's Sigankov bumping the Canadian player there, and they start raising their fists, but the referees were in there quickly to break it up with only 4 seconds remain. The frustration coming out on the Canadian side. And there's a look at the Russian bench all ready to jump over the boards because it'll even up the series at a game apiece. They opened with a 3-3 tie in the first game. Canada won the second game 4-1. And now the Soviets are leading this game 8-5 with 4 seconds to play. So we go into Vancouver. All tied up. Canadian net is still empty. 6 men are up there. They hold it against the boards, and we have no time left. The whistle blows. The game is all over, and the Soviets have won their first game in the series, and they have a brand new series going into game number 4. These wind up for the traditional congratulations And then they'll announce the most outstanding players in the game, and then we'll see those famous Olympic coins. And there you see another look of the players shaking hands as they move down center ice. Outstanding game, a wide-open, freewheeling third period. The goals seem to be easy to come by, and there's 7 of them in all. And the final score, the Soviets 8 and Canada 5. This is Game 3 from Winnipeg.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the 2 players selected by a panel of Canadian and Soviet sports writers as the most valuable players of the game. For the Soviet side, number 15, Alexander Yakushev. And for Team Canada, number 19, Paul Henderson. The presentation of prestige sets of Series 2 Olympic coins will be made by Mr. Bill Colburn, the goaltender for Canada's Olympic gold medal hockey team at the 1932 Olympics.
Well, the outstanding player in the victory, Alexander Yakushev. If you could come in here, Alexander, please. Alexander, with this great victory today, I'm wondering if there was any change in the overall strategy of the game.
Какое-нибудь изменение в тактике команды по сравнению с прошлыми играми? В этой игре было какое-то изменение в тактике?
Тактический рисунок мы оставили прежний. Атаковать, атаковать и атаковать.
The tactics have remained the same.
You scored 2 brilliant goals, Alexander.
Две замечательных шайбы, Александр.
But I was wondering if the team, your team, were now hitting more, being more physical.
Я хотел бы спросить вас, ваша команда, на мой взгляд, играет, так сказать, более активного игрока, больше применяет силовых приемов. Это правильно?
Да, это так.
That's true.
Again, congratulations on a great
Еще раз
game.
поздравляю вас с хорошей игрой.
Best of luck in the series.
И желаю вам удачи в дальнейших играх.
Igor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Al.
Now I'd like to call in Paul Henderson. The great star of the 1972 series with 7 goals, 2 fine goals today, Paul, but otherwise a rather dismal day for Team Canada. The Soviets got away.
Yeah, we didn't play well at all. We just, I think the referee, when we got the penalties against us early in the period, we started backing off. We didn't hit them, and when you don't take them out of the end and don't hit them, they're going to make you look bad, and we just weren't doing it, and we weren't skating. They deserved to win. They outplayed us.
Paul, do you think the fact that this is 3 games in 6 days, was there a fatigue element?
I don't think there should have been. I think that I don't think we were skating as well as we should have been. We just don't really seem to get their second wind and really get at it. But I think you have to give the Russians credit for this. They just took the play away from us.
I'm sure many Canadians will probably be saying Billy Harris should not have made so many changes. Was that a factor?
Well, I think probably it could have been a factor, but I think, like Billy says, there's no cup for it. The guys come out, gave up their time, and I think everybody's entitled to play. And win, lose, or draw, he's going to play everybody.
Paul, a super comeback for a moment there. It shows that the team can still get the adrenaline flowing, and had they had more minutes, who knows?
That's right. We'll be back. Don't worry. I think this will be on our downfall. I think any team has to have a down one, and this is ours. We'll be back. Don't worry.
It makes the game in Vancouver a really crucial game, doesn't it?
Yes, I think so. We'll be up for that one. Don't worry.
Paul, congratulations on your individual efforts. Best of luck in Vancouver and in Moscow.
Thank you very much.
Paul Henderson, Team Canada, and now back to Don Chevrier.
All right, Al, a final word in just a moment. With the final score, the Soviets 8 and Canada 5, this is Game 3 from Winnipeg.